So first, I guess if I played along, then I would have had to pay him like a couple thousand for a cow, which I don't have. Hey, what is up guys, and welcome back. So today is the giveaway time. So I'm announcing just a complete refresh of the channel, and let's get started. We're going to talk about the ban. We're going to talk about possibly me going to China and what that means for the channel and even you personally. So Patreon, huge giveaways, premium giveaways actually, like full-fledged goggles here. Reason why I'm giving these away is because there's something in the store in the near couple-week future. I'll get into that later. So I'm going to be giving away this month the Aikon V1S to my Patreons, and I do highly thank you and appreciate all the support you guys do for me, even though I haven't done any giveaways in the last couple months. And to be honest, those are the type of Patreons I kind of want, is, you know, they're just not in it for the giveaway, and that really just means a lot to me. Yeah, you guys are all eligible for the Aikon, and I do appreciate it. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here. Not only that, when you're my Patreon, you also get, you know, the pre-release of all the schematics of just about everything I'm doing. You guys get everything in behind the scenes. Now, what am I giving away real quick? Let's just get an idea of here what I'm doing. Aikon V1S, Sky Zones, Diatone, Furious FPV, the new one, the X, a couple Furious FPV modules, these ones, and some other things also, but these are the most important. Even this one here, this is a upcoming build that's going to be, once it's built, flown, tested, the video for it, then it's going to be going up for a giveaway. This is a pretty sick build. I was just prototyping it. It's a Diatone frame with the Cadix 4K recording frame with the T-Motor Popo motors, which are T-Motor F40's 2400 kV, and it's using the Mamba 20x20, and the VTX, I actually forgot what VTX I'm using. Oh yeah, it's the Rush VTX up top right here. So yeah, it's the Mamba 20x20 F7 with the Rush VTX. But look, it looks pretty interesting because it takes the 20x20 for the stack, and then obviously the Rush VTX is 30x30, and then you have 30x30 nylon. These are nylon. Don't think these are metal. So I'm expecting really great performance and efficiency and long flight time with this. Yeah, I'll have all these parts linked down below if you want to go and check them out. And obviously those greatly support the channel. About the ban. So the ban it's not really a ban. It's more of like a I want money type of thing, so let's make some drama and scare the person so we make money from him because he probably rich because he has all these things. But what happened is I've been flying on that place for more than 3 years now, I think, and never really hurt the animals, never really chased the animals, never done anything to the animals. There's sometimes a cow would come and sit close to me and just watch me fly. It'll just sit on the floor, and it's next to me, so I'm not flying around myself around that cow. So I'm just flying. I flew 3 packs that day, not even full packs. So you're talking about I was in the air for less than 9 minutes for sure. And I just decided, I don't know what happened. I think it was starting to rain or something. So I was like, okay, I'm going to pack up and leave. And then I left. After like an hour or so, my wife calls me and she was like, what the hell happened over there? Well, I was like, nothing. I just flew and that's it. I just went home. I didn't even fly that much, I told her. She said, well, they're saying that their cow ran away because of you. I said, what cow ran away because of me? And she said, well, they're saying the cow ran away because of you. I said, no, there's no way in hell the cow ran away because of me, because it was sitting right next to me the whole time watching me. And I told her I have everything on video. I mean, nothing ran away from me, and I only flew 3 batteries. And I saw the owner in the corner, or I saw some people in the corner of that place. So he's threatening to go legal and all these things, and I told him, okay, go legal. I told my wife, tell him that I just consulted my lawyer, and if he wants to go legal, he can go legal, but he's just going to end up losing a ton of money because I've done nothing wrong. So that information got relayed. Don't know how, because obviously I don't speak the language, but anyways, he got the picture that, yeah, you know, you can't do shit because I didn't do anything wrong. Then he came back saying that he wanted close to roughly around $100 because the cow broke the fence. Okay, so the cow broke the fence and now you want money. Okay. So first, I guess if I played along, then I would have had to pay him like a couple thousand for a cow, which I don't have. And then now it's just a fence, which is $100. Okay. So to be honest, I wasn't going to pay it because nothing was broken that day. However, the reason why I stayed quiet and I paid was because the fence is not really a wooden fence. It's like a line, like a really thin line that's like electrified slightly. So if you touch it, you don't get really bad electric. You just get a little sting to keep the animals inside. It's really cheap. You can see it just looks absolutely cheap. It rips really easy. And so he said $100. I know this thing doesn't cost $100, but I remember about a year and a half ago One time I stepped on it or fell on it while I was trying to get my quad, and I broke it. However, I don't speak the language. The people aren't always there. So I just kept that in my mind. I said, one day if I figure out a way to contact these people, and I pay them for it. So when they said $100, I agreed to pay for it, even though I know it's not really a great idea. But the only reason I agreed to pay is because I remember I did break it once. So I wanted to pay that back. And I pretended like I didn't mention anything about that, but I gave him $100 either way. And I didn't tell him, show him an invoice or anything. And that I feel better about myself like that. That just makes me feel good. So now I don't owe anybody anything. But then, you know, they're like, oh, you could still come fly here. Okay. So, you know, what do you say? What do you do? Do you go fly there? No, you don't. So I went looking and I found a Bando. It's an old manufacturer that's been abandoned. It's completely amazing for what we do. It's pretty big too. It's right in my area, so I don't have to drive very far. However, before I go there, I will try to get permission to fly there. And once I do, then there's going to be a lot of awesome content. And I'm also, if I do get the permission, I have to get the permission. Because I could go fly, but I don't want to make problems for myself. I'd rather just do it official. They say no, that's it. But if it does work and I get an official paper from the mayor, then what I plan to do is probably even make small events here in Europe, because it's a really nice place. And if I'm able to do that, because it's a really small city that I'm in, and it's really nice, really safe, and it's actually pretty cheap, which is pretty crazy, because there isn't jobs down here. So it's a really calm area. There's nothing that goes on around here. And there's a bunch of small businesses and a bunch of hotels, really nice hotels by the river. And they're really cheap also. So it can be a way to make a small event to bring in some cash flow to the city. So everybody benefits. You know, the small shop owners kind of get a cash flow, because obviously when people come, they're going to want to eat. You know, they're going to stay at the hotel. And everybody benefits. Everybody's happy, you know, which I think is kind of a win-win situation for everybody. For the city, for myself, I get to fly. That's my main goal. I'm not going to make anything from it, but I get to fly. And you guys get to come here and fly as well, which would be really cool. So I really hope that works out. I don't know when it'll be accomplished, but I am in the process when I come back from China. So I am going to China. I just got my visa today. I'm very happy about it for a couple of reasons, because I do have a lot of ideas that I think are pretty interesting, and I really want to just go. And I don't think it'll be in this trip, but it'll be in some of the upcoming trips. Hopefully I get to go again. I want to visit the manufacturers. I want to sit down with the engineers. I want to talk with them. Like, why'd you use this component? What about the dead time on this one? What about trying out a different FET driver? Why are you guys sticking to this FET driver? And also talk with Maytech about their ESC. Like, why did you guys decide to go with the KISS ESC MOSFET driver? You know, these things that I think are really interesting that nobody really talks about and nobody really highlights, I think, because a lot of people understand, but I think is the most crucial components or info of all of our products, which is really interesting. Maybe I can even go to like LRC and stuff. You know, step by step, I can go to these places and really, you know, I think it's really interesting to sit down and actually not just see the product line. Anybody could do that, but sit down and have a real conversation and actually explain to you what everything means. And what they tell me, I'll retranslate it into just help you understand it if you don't have that technical know-how into much simpler terms or a much simpler form. Then I think it'll be a win-win situation for everybody. I think it's really interesting. And just walking around the market and seeing what do we find. Maybe we find stuff that's not even online, and then I'll find a way to bring it online and then get it to everybody. So there's a lot of things that could be done in China. This is just the first store. I really hope it happens again. It's really nice of Banggood to invite us there. I don't know what the hell we're doing there, but it's going to be pretty interesting, I guess. I'm looking forward to the market. I just want to go walk around the city and everything. That's where I'm really wanting to go, and hopefully seeing what manufacturers are in the area and go visit them. I don't know. This is what I want to do. I just want to sit down and try to get a hold of the engineers that are doing it and see Airbot. Nobody's seen Airbot. Why has nobody seen Airbot? So those are a couple things right now. Oh, and also about my son. He's absolutely fine now. He still needs another surgery, but the doctor isn't good enough to make that surgery. So right now it's just a good, successful temporary solution until then. So he has something called a lipoma, which means the lower spine didn't develop, and some of the spinal liquid was trapped into like a little bubble on his butt, kind of in the back, but there's fatty tissue around it, and there's even some nerves in it. So they had to remove that and be careful with everything. Try to close the end of the spine so it doesn't leak out. and it was just a nightmare because he got an infection, a small infection, and they thought that it was, you know, still leaking out and that they had to go do another surgery. And then they started draining it. So it was an absolute nightmare because they weren't really great doctors, to be honest, at all. And there was a bunch of political drama, which I find really strange. But maybe we'll keep that for a later video if you guys are interested. But so far, right now, he's at home. He's good and healthy. He didn't lose any functions because of the nerves, and also he has something called, you know, I think a tangle. I forgot what it's called, but it's like his nerves are tangled around his spine, so they have to like undo those, because as he grows, those could rip and tear, and then they lose functions all over his body. But I'm very grateful, and I do thank you guys for all the support that you guys have been there and helped out in any way, you know, with your likes, your comments, your prayers, and your good vibes and your good luck wishes. Those really meant the world to me, and I'm very happy that everything is kind of coming back on track. And with this trip to China, I really hope to take it to another level, like really another level. There's a lot of things I can do there, a lot of interesting stuff for testing and playing around with these things. So it's going to be pretty interesting. I don't know what the hell to expect, but I'm going there and I want to do something there. Something interesting and fun, and share it with you guys. Something that actually means something. That's the whole idea here. And I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. Oh, and just a side note, 1 click a day allows me to feed my kids. And that's the honest truth. And I'll see you in the next one.